rocking. Stack 5 about to hop on the set, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my wife woke me up this morning talking about, okay, we gotta show some love today. I'm like, what you talking about? She's like, just get dressed. You some podcast today. I'm like, what? I'm off today. She's like, nope, we showing some love today. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Say less, say less. We're gonna start right now. We're going right into it. Yo, y'all know what it is? That episode, the world's fastest growing podcast. Man, I got one of the dopest for the culture to play in the NBA vet, activist. I mean, this guy don't even need no introduction. We all love him on East Coast, West Coast, down South, Midwest. My guy Stack 5, Steven Jackson in the building. What's good, my G?
What's up, my guy? How you? Hey, this been playing for a while, long overdue.
Well, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, let me take it from the top because I live in Houston. I've been living in Houston for like the last 21 years. And I spent some time in Beaumont, right? So I know about Port Arthur. But let the world know about Port Arthur, man. It's a dope town. That's what you represent. And we can obviously see what it creates because you're one of the illest to do it. Let the world know what time it is, though.
I appreciate the love, man. Shout out my hometown, Port Arthur, Texas, man. It's a small city, hour from Houston, 45 minutes from Louisiana. So we right there on the Gulf of America now, since he didn't change the name from Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Yeah, I'm used to saying Gulf of Mexico, not Gulf of America, but right off Gulf of Mexico, man. Little small city, man. I grew up. Port Arthur is a place where it's 8 sets of low income housing when I was growing up, two high schools. So everybody knew everybody. Damn near everybody was family, and everybody doing same things to survive. You know, whether it's sell drugs or everybody's mom or dad working at a refinery. You know what I'm saying? Things of that such. So we basically grew up knowing everybody, and I think just being I grew up in a big family. I grew up, in the church house, singing in the church choir and all that stuff. So I was raised by my grandmother and grandfather. Because my
Oh,
mom,
you did the choir?
yeah, I sang in the church choir.
They were, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't no good, but my that I was kind of forced up on me by my grandmother and grandfather, to take on that task, and all my cousins, sister, every brother, everybody did it, and growing up. So I was basically raised with my grandmother and grandfather. But Port Arthur is a town, man. Those little small cities, man. Everybody doing the same things. There's not too much positive things coming out of there. But you have your diamonds in the rough like UGK, Janis Joplin, BJ Tyler, Jimmy Johnson, and me myself. So it's a refinery town, it's a port town. A lot of things come in through Port Arthur, but it's definitely that area is definitely one of the major crime areas in the South for sure.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it in Texas for a minute. It's crazy because everybody that talks about Stack 5 says the same thing that Stack 5 is one of the realest. And I'm from New York. So I
Yeah,
hear,
I hear.
yeah, listen, son, like, so listen. So Mike James is my cousin. That's my first cousin.
Okay.
So Mike James, I played in the NBA. So like everybody from the East Coast to the South to the West Coast to like it could even be like it could be even going towards Detroit. Everybody says the same thing about Stack 5. Like, yo, Stack 5, one of the realest. Like
Yeah, I
when you
take pride in that though. I take pride. I didn't mean to cut you off. I take pride in that, bro, because you know who you are and the impression you leave on people. It can last a lifetime, but it's not what people say about you when you're around, it's what they say about you when you're not around. You know what I mean? So I always want to leave that solid impression, and of me just being me, not trying to be nothing I'm not. You know what I mean? I don't need nothing from nobody. I think the same love I give off, I respect I expect to receive back. You know what I mean? Because I'm coming in love. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a man too. You know what I mean? So I speak my mind, you know what I'm saying? I stand on my pivot. I'm not born nothing. I'm not scared of nothing, but I come with respect, man. I just think people love me because I'm not, regardless how big I get or what I achieve in life, I'm not too big to speak up for my people or stand up for something that I don't benefit from, right? If it's something that's going on with somebody that I never met and I feel like my voice and my platform can help them in any type of way, I speak on it. And I think people respect that more than anything because you have so many people, once they reach success, they feel like they got to shy away from everything and not be who they want to be. So I've never been that person, man. I thank God for allowing me to be me because, like they say, everybody else is taken.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, how did you get to Oak Hill? Did you want to go to Oak Hill? Or was it just like, hey,
No, I did not want to go to Oak Hill. I was in my hometown. We had just won a state championship, so I was coming into my senior year, and I remember I was trying out for the football team. You know, when the school was getting ready to start, and I seen my mom and my coach and my uncle walking towards the football field, and they like, I'm like, man, this can't be good. My mom, my uncle, and my basketball coach together. Something ain't right. As they start walking towards the field, I see my coach waving me off the football field, like, man, come take that shit off. Take that shit off. Like, what y'all doing? He's like, man, you going to Oak Hill. You might not see with the ability and the skill you have in basketball, but we see it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see it at the time. You know, I still was hanging out, doing all kind of crazy stuff. You know, I just felt like I was talented and I loved playing the game of basketball, but they forced me to go to Oak Hill. It was like a 16-hour drive in a little van with my mom and my sister and brother, my mama boyfriend at the time. And it was the longest drive ever, all up hills. And I was like, man, I ain't gonna make it here, bro. And I got there. Thanks to Coach Smith and Josh Paston, I got there and they had a nigga wearing uniforms and shit. I'm like, I ain't gonna make it, bro. I'm not gonna make it. And when I realized that we wasn't gonna be at school much from traveling to playing basketball, I was like, oh, okay. I could I could deal with this. I could deal with this. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really at school much. So, you know, the basketball became fun. We was winning. I was getting a lot of, you know, success from the way I was playing. So Oak Hill was a blessing in disguise because I was good in basketball, but I wasn't known until I got to Oak Hill. When I got to Oak Hill, I really got known nationally to be able to make the McDonald's game, you know, and to able to be seen by college coaches and stuff like that, that I didn't get seen by being in a small town, like you said, from Port Arthur.
Yo, me and you the same age. I graduated in 96. No, I graduated in 97, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know.
You're a year after me.
Yeah. So, but I remember that. I remember that All-American game. I'm from New York. I think you should have got MVP that game.
Appreciate it.
And I
Appreciate it.
remember Shaheem Holloway got it. Shout out to Shaheem.
Shout out to Shy. Shout out Shy.
You know what I'm trying to say? Talk to us about that All-American game. They just announced the All-American contestants the other day. Talk to us about playing with Kobe. Shout out to Rip. That was y'all had like that game was amazing, man. Talk about that team in that game.
Well, it was a blessing, man, because you know, like I said, I wasn't getting all the accolades coming out of Texas. So to make it in the McDonald's game, it was special because it was a lot of guys that I grew up with playing in tournaments, playing in AAU and all type of stuff with. So it was a lot of guys I knew that was the top of our class that I played with that I knew I could play on the same level with. So my team was Kobe Bryant, the late great Kobe Bryant, Rip Hamilton, Jermaine O'Neal, Tim Thomas. Mateen, who else was on? Hold up, Tim Thomas, Jermaine O'Neal, Rip Hamilton, Kobe, Shaheen Holloway, Lauren Woods, uh,
Longwood.
yeah,
Woo.
Lauren Woods. We had Charles Hathaway, Big Charles Hathaway. They had Mike Bibby,
Ooh.
um, Corey Benjamin, Mateen Cleaves, Winfred Walton, Lester Earl. So it was a lot of top guys, and I think like we got like 8 or 9 pros out that class. So it was a real solid class, man. But just to be able to be around Kobe, Tim Thomas, and Jermaine O'Neal, guys that was so big in high school, you know, guys that I admired and watch be stars. You know what I'm saying? Our whole AAU days, young days, it was just good to see these guys be able to play these guys and also have a great game. You just think about it. I get to the McDonald's game not thinking I was gonna be there, and I lead the game in scoring. So I felt real good about my performance, and the way I played and how serious I was playing that game showed that I was honored to be on the same floor with those guys.
Did you realize then, like, yo, you know what? I'm one of these guys. I'm one of these guys that could like go to the next level at that time.
Well, I mean, I think I realized it before that because like around 15, 16, when I started playing in all these tournaments with Baron Davis and all these other people, like I was holding my own. You know,
Okay.
I was one of the only guys my size that can really pass and make plays at 6'6", 6'7". So I knew I could hang with these guys. I just didn't have the work ethic. I didn't have the attitude. You know, I was like I said, I was rough. I'm coming from the hood, so you know, this is still a game to me. I'm not taking it serious. You know, I'm not getting extra shots, nothing like that. I'm showing up to the gym, hungover, stretch, go out there and hoop,
Word.
you know, yeah, put in work, you know what I'm saying? So it worked for me, but as I got older and got into knowing that I was a professional, I started taking the game more serious and start doing those things.
Yo, when you got into the league, I remember you came to the league. You went to New Jersey first. Obviously, everybody know you went to San Antonio. I was talking to this woman one time, this young lady, baby. It's not my girl over there. You know what I'm saying? And I remember this young lady told me in San Antonio, she was like, yo, the city of San Antonio hasn't been the same since Stack 5 left. I was like, word? She's like, when Stack 5 was here, the city was jumping. Like when you hear that coming from like even like San Antonio, just you know how San Antonio culture is, for somebody to say that, how does that make you feel, my G?
It made me feel good because, at one point I didn't feel like I got the respect that I deserved, especially for my play and what I did for that '03 team, when I was there. I got past that, what I'm saying? Shout out Tony Parker, shout out Ginobili, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Steve Smith, all my guys, Malik Rose, that's all my guys. I think that was a big time for me in my career, man. But I was in the city. If you look at that team, I was young. I'm from Texas, the only one. So I was in the city. I was at the strip clubs, I was at the nightclubs, I was hanging out. I was with shout out to all my essays that I was out there, NC, all my other homeboys that I met out there. I was really in the mix, man. So it's not surprising, but it feels good because I spent a lot of time in the city. I was hanging out at night. I was doing all the things that really nobody on the team did that the Spurs wasn't even known for. For guys hanging out and doing the stuff I did. Like I said, so I was from Texas, so I felt at home, and they treated me like I was. They made me feel like I was at home in San Antonio. So I can always go back. I still got a lot of love there. Shout out my boy Clock Boy Scrap. Um, I got a lot of love out there still. So it just feel good to know that if I didn't get the response or the respect from the organization for the work I did there, I got it from the fans and the people. So that means more anyway.
That Spurs team. I mean, I ain't gonna front. I'm from New York, so I liked you when you were Indiana. Do you
Yeah.
think do you think that Indiana team could beat that Spurs team?
Yeah, hell yeah. I think that was the best team I ever played on.
Okay.
You got Jamal Tinley at the one, you got me at the two, you got Ron at the three, Jermaine O'Neal at the four, and Jeff Foster at the five. Like that's gonna be hard to beat in 7 games.
Is
Anybody, any team.
no. Is that like one of the things that you probably think about sometimes? Like if that team, is that always like what if that because that team was, oh my God, like tremendous,
If
man.
we get in trouble and that team stay together, we win 2 or 3 championships together. Because we had everything, and we were dogs. Like it wasn't teams in the league still to this day that have dogs at all 5 positions. You know what I'm saying? Even some of these teams that won championships, like even you don't have dogs at Golden State. They didn't have dogs at all 5 positions. Yeah, they was real successful with the way they did it, but they didn't have dog. We had dogs that was able to play both sides of the ball, offense and defense, with one of the best passers and creators off the dribble, Jamal Tinsley, that in the game. So we definitely would have. That's one thing I regret, because even when we beat Detroit that day, you know what I'm saying? We were showing the world that we was way better than the defending champs. You know what I'm saying? We was beating them by 15 at home, at their place, you know what I'm saying, on national TV. So that was a statement game for us, but it just didn't, that little the fight derailed our season where I missed 30 games, Ron got suspended, and we never were able to get back to being the same team.
Man, I remember that time. That was like that's when basketball was like basketball, man. I gotta ask you this. I got you here, and it's like we hear all this talks about the new NBA. And
Yeah.
me personally, I know you got snubbed a couple years for the All Star game.
Thank you.
Definitely, like a couple years you was with the Bobcats, you definitely got snubbed. You know what I'm saying? But a couple players got snubbed this year. You think they need to come up with a new like format for the All Star game?
I mean, I kind of like it. You can't let players be too involved because they got their friends and their relationships with people. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like it. I really feel like if you have a team definitely in the top five of your conference, you should definitely have at least one player in the All Star
Okay.
game, right? Um, the way Cleveland is shocking people, I agree with them having three. Some say, they could like Celtics did. They could have had 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I can see that because some teams are being that dominant. You know what I mean? But um, yeah, I just think they need to take the politics out of it because that's how I got screwed. I was the year I was in Charlotte, I was balling out. Got Charlotte to being a playoff team. We was #1 defense in the league, and I was averaging about 20 points. And Paul Pierce got hurt and couldn't make it that year. And
Mhm.
I just because Gerald Wallace had got made, and I was really supposed to make it for Gerald Wallace in my mind. That's my boy. I'm happy he made it because we was grinding together. But I thought I should have made it too. And when Paul didn't make it, I knew I was a shoe in. I knew I was finna make it, and they added David Lee to the point where MJ even, I had to talk with MJ. MJ even called the league around that time like, come on, David, like we know why y'all doing this because of the brawl and all that, because of the little stain he got over his head, but he
Mhm.
definitely deserved it. And everybody knew I deserved it. So when that happened, I was like, yeah, I know it's too much politics in the game. So if they can continue to keep the politics out of it, you know what I mean? I think it'll be okay.
Yo, what's one of the dopest things about you and Matt? We all watch our careers in the NBA, and we watch y'all go from dogs to like knocking dudes out, getting in shootouts. Y'all doing this, doing that. But right now, you guys are like at the top of your game in the media field, and to see both of you guys like that, I got two questions. Number one, how did this come about? And do you and Matt ever get into it? Because yo, everybody be seem like they get into it. Do y'all like ever get into it?
So I'm gonna answer the first question. Well, it started. We both was working ESPN and doing Fox, doing all those shows. We hang together. We became real close when we were planning to go to stay when his mom died. Um, During that time, I just stayed with him, as a brother, put everything I had aside to stay with him, make sure he was straight, and we built a bond around that time. Well, while we were both doing ESPN and Fox, Matt was like, we should do our own podcast. I didn't know what a podcast was at the time. And his sister blurted out while we were smoking, was like, name it All the Smoke. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Hold on to that. Held on to that name. He called Ellen Reckerton. Shout out Ellen, who one of the creators of Red Table Talk. And
Okay.
she made a contact to Brian Daly at Showtime. Brian Daly is one of the owners of All the Smoke Productions now, but he was with Showtime. He was with the VP of Sports of Showtime at the time, and the connection just was perfect. They wanted to get in the sports business and podcast business. It was no other show with two NBA champions, both outspoken the way me and Matt are, doing a podcast. So everything worked, and I think with God's time and a lot of things just hit it off. You know what I mean? We the timing of it with being with a major network like Showtime and all that, like everything just worked out for us. And the second to answer your second question, yeah, we argue, but we only argue one time. Excuse my
Oh,
dog.
word?
We argued about the Kamala interview.
Ooh, I was gonna ask you about that. I
Yeah,
was gonna
yeah, we had a disagreement of a real lot. Our really first disagreement was about the Kamala interview because I didn't want to do it. I'm not into politics. I really look at politics as hope dealing. I think everybody has common sense. They know what we need and what it takes for us to feel equal and be equal. It's not rocket science, right? Yeah, they know it's the same people that know what it takes for us to be equal are the same people that put us in this position. So I'm not going to be ignorant like I don't have common sense and make it seem like politics and all this is mine, red and blue, all that, fighting over that is the answer to making to equality. None of that is the answer. We know, just like they know. So I never wanted to get in politics because that's not common sense to me. You know what I'm saying? That's not common sense. So Tammy, I'm recording this show. Why would you let the dogs out? My wife let the dogs out. So get on her later for that. But yeah, yeah, I just never got into politics, man. It's just a lot of things are rocket science. It's not rocket science. Treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? A lot of people go out their way, use a lot of effort to demean people and to show hate when it takes no effort to show love, right? It takes all the effort in the world to demean somebody, to conjure up something, or post, or to say like it's not the way they can print 70 something trillion dollars and be in debt 70 something trillion dollars and just wipe it off. That's the same way that they can create equality. It's not rocket science, bro. They know what they're doing. It's just a lot of people just naive and don't want to say it. So I never want to be into politics. I love everybody. I started something called Love for All, who have love for all. And I post every fist of every color emoji because I got somebody from every race that I done told I love them, and they told me the same thing. So that politics is built to divide, divide and conquer. That's what politics is, divide and conquer. And I see it. A lot of stuff I didn't know as a child, I've taught myself as an adult. And so yeah, we argued about that because I told him to tell Kamala to do the interview without me. She didn't want to do it. Why? Because I'm the face of the biggest civil rights movement ever with George Floyd. 18
I'm going to that. Yeah.
18 countries, all 50 states protested at one time. Has never been done before. So I know why she wanted me on there. It wasn't no secret. You know what I'm saying? But for my brother, he said it was good for business. I did it. You know what I mean? But like I said, I didn't go to prep for the show. I didn't do anything because I didn't want to be involved with it. That was something I'm not involved. I wanted to be involved in. And we had a real argument about it because like I said, he was texting me to come prep, come eat. I was texting, bro, I don't want to do nothing, bro. I don't want to hang out. I don't want to smoke. I don't want to do nothing. I want to go home. You know what I mean? Uh, but like I said, I do listen to my brothers. I do when they talk, you know what I'm saying? I do listen with an open mind. And it was good for business. I am glad I did it because I did see a different side of her when I talked to her. But I didn't go there with my mind and heart open to see if she could sway me to vote for her. I just wanted to get a chance to know her, to be a chance to talk to her, because so many women in my family admire her. So many people I know admire her, you know what I mean? So I wanted to have a conversation with her and to be able to, to say that the vice president, the first black female vice president invited me into her home to have a conversation with her. I was honored. And even though I didn't vote for her, I don't get into politics, I'm still honored to be able to say I was able to interview her.
That's a fact. Yo, I'm gonna go back to George Floyd. We all know you was at the head front of that. I gotta know this though. How do you deal with everything from comments and from even like just balancing everything from even being part of like the largest like movement ever? How do you deal with all that? Because I know sometimes you want to go off on dudes like, listen, G.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Gray. I don't know if you know who Jim Gray is. Jim Gray is the legendary media mogul. He do all the boxing and stuff like that. He has really, he even talk about him in his book. He has become like a mentor of mine, a good friend of mine. And even with the boxing, he's somebody that's really accepted me into boxing, all that stuff I'm doing. I sat down with him in Vegas after a fight with him and the Raiders owner, Steve Espinoza, and a few other guys. And he gave me some advice. He was like, Jack, he's like, you're doing great things. You're doing the podcast. Y'all starting the production company. Y'all getting in the boxing space. You're doing all these great things. And there's a lot of things, just like you're saying, he was basically saying how to deal. He's like, I'm gonna tell you one thing to keep you successful and to keep you away from the nonsense. Don't reply. He said, don't hit reply. He said, read the comments. He said, you can read them all you want because you want to know what people saying, but don't reply. He said, never hit reply. And that's something that I always keep in my mind. I want to know what people saying. I want to know what people thinking. You know what I'm saying? Especially people that are fans of me that making requests of certain things that we need to do better. I want to know all the stuff, but like you say, all of it is not positive. 67% of it is negative. So you got to learn how to deal with it. So I took that advice. I don't reply. I read, I say something in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I might put a subliminal post up a day or two later, but I don't reply. And I think I thank God for that blessing because it could easily be the other way around. It could easily be the other way around where it's taking me out of my game. It's forcing me to get into arguments and to risk everything that I worked so hard for. One wrong reply, one wrong place, you know what I'm saying? Well, somebody at you for something that you said, and it's just things happen so easy these days. Like I said, I lost my brother and my sister 2-3 months apart 2 years ago. My younger brother, my younger sister. I lost my niece a couple weeks ago. She got killed, robbed and killed. So it's just so much stuff these days where I just want to avoid. You know what I mean? And I know that my heart is always in the right place, man. But I know God put me in those situations for a reason with George Floyd. Like, he made us have a relationship because he knew that I would respond like I was supposed to respond. I stood up. I put everything on the line for him. So, and he knew that. So I don't regret any of it. I lost a lot of friends, a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? But I don't regret anything, man. I'm glad I stood for my boy. We got justice, but the world hasn't changed. The same nonsense is still going on. They're still killing us. But I'm happy I was able to change his daughter's life and also, have a face in history for doing something that doesn't benefit me. You know what I mean? I did something for our people, and I'm proud to say that.
That's a fact. I ain't gonna keep it that much longer. I'm actually a couple NBA questions. Number one, the Scottie Pippen situation. What you think about that?
He tripping. Scottie tripping, man. Like Scott. See, the reason why I feel like I can say that because when people ask me about growing up, I patterned my game after Magic Johnson, Grant Hill, Scottie Pippen, because I was a big guard. I played on both ends, And if you look at those three guys, a lot of my game comes from those three guys: Magic Johnson, Grant Hill, Scottie Pippen. I don't know what it is with Sky. I mean, I know he dealt with a lot of backlash, you know, with his ex-wife, how she's embarrassing him out in the media, she's out here wilding or whatever. But for him to start saying Mike wouldn't have won those championships without him, or Mike wouldn't have been the player he was without him, or he is better than LeBron. Like it's just crazy. Like, is Pippen one of the best two-way players ever? Yes, of course. Is he a better defender than LeBron? Yes, of course he's a better defender than LeBron. But when we talking about accolades and attributes, no way. I'm going LeBron over Scottie Pippen any day. I'm sorry, I am. And you can just look at it, he's the leading scorer all time, Pip. Like, I think a lot of it is bitterness because Pippen probably feel like he's not getting his just due because it's Mike this, Mike that, but Mike was that. Let's look at the time when Jordan was hurt and Pippen was out there by himself. They struggled.
Remember?
You know what I'm saying? They struggled. Y'all won't win the championships when Mike wasn't there. Like Scottie don't do that. So we all know Mike was born to be who Michael Jordan is. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron James was born to be who he is. Kobe Bryant, Pippen, you're not in that category. I love Pippen. Like I said, he's somebody I looked up to. I patterned my game after. But you are not LeBron James. You are not Kobe, and you're not Jordan. And the only reason why we're talking about it because it's coming off as hate. He's not even giving nobody their flowers. Yeah, I didn't have to travel around to get my championships. Yeah, because you had Michael Jordan, bro.
Yeah. It's different when you got MJ.
You had MJ, like Braun is in a different era. He's dominating his era, just like Jordan dominated his era. You know what I'm saying? Now, he may not be able to dominate it with championships because he's not as offensively dominant as MJ. Yeah, he scored a lot of points over time. He is definitely the longevity GOAT. If you want to talk about the GOAT of longevity, it's LeBron, no question. Okay. But what MJ did in that time sets him above anybody. And I think Scottie needs to start showing more love and stop speaking out of bitterness, man, because that's what it looked like. Like I said, I never hate on Scottie because I patterned my game after I looked up to him. You know what I'm saying? But it just sucks that he's trying to demean other people to make himself look better. You know what I'm saying? When he already wanted the GOATs, You just not up there in the top 5, Scottie.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And what you think about the Jimmy Butler situation? You think he's like weighing his options out in a sense?
Man, nah, I think they took too long to give him what he wanted. Like, how many years you want Jimmy to take you out to the finals with that team you got there? He did it twice with trash. Like, people giving Tyler Hero and all them motherfuckers too much credit, bro. Like, he ain't have no hell of a squad. Like, Jimmy Butler was basically out there carrying it. Yeah, he was carrying these boys, bro. He was carrying these boys. So, like, for him to start complaining, I'm like, okay, look, after all this time, Pat, I came in, I've been doing everything you asked me to do, fighting through injury, getting this, and you're not bringing in. Every time I lose, I'm losing against people with 2 or 3 stars. I'm out here by myself. I love Bam Adebayo, but he's not a star. Tyler Hero's not a star. He's not tough enough. He don't play no defense. Like, he's the only person that takes pride on both ends of the court. I love Bam Adebayo, but he's not a star. And Jimmy's been over there by himself going up against Boston every year. Like that's Milwaukee, like all these teams. Like, so I understand when Jimmy, like, okay, look, enough is enough. I'm hurt because I'm doing all I can and giving all this energy and playing hurt, but you ain't bringing no help in. So how much you want me to do? So I understand, Jimmy. Like, Pat, you have to understand. The old way you do things has changed, bro. You either got to evolve with time and grow with us, or you gonna get left behind right with this organization. You got to grow. You got to grow with time too, because the same way you showing how you communicate with me, it's gonna be another star that see that and be like, okay, nah, man, I see how they handle Jimmy. I ain't going over there. You can't sell no players no more with Miami South Beach. Niggas is off that. That shit dirty now. And no, you know what I'm saying? Nobody don't care about South Beach no more. Nobody don't care about being in Miami going to South Beach no more. You know what I'm saying? Everybody did that. That's over with and done. I still love the city, you know, it's still a beautiful place, but as being a place where man, I want to go play in Miami so I go hang on something. Them days over with. Them days over with. So Pat Riley has to evolve, listen to players, listen to younger guys, listen to Udonis Haslam, because I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, UD can give him some game on how to handle that situation better, where either they can rekindle it with Jimmy and get somebody else in, or they can make it part both it can part both ways where everybody leave him with respect. But the way Pat handled it, trying to hold his nuts on everybody, I don't like it. I don't like it, Pat. I think Jimmy is handling it the way he's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Being a star player, when you promised me that you was gonna get other people here to help me win, and you still haven't done it after I'm playing hurt. Now I'm missing games. Now you want to use this as an excuse? They're trying to use Jimmy as a scapegoat. It ain't working.
That's crazy. Stat, we're gonna get you up out of here, man. Before I get you up out of here, you gotta give me a Mount Rushmore, your goats, your all-time NBA goats, man.
Oh man, I got an easy four. I'm going Jordan, Kobe, Braun, and Magic.
Say word.
Magic.
Okay.
That's my four right there. That's my four right there. Then you know, I even go five. I'm finishing it off with Tim Duncan.
Okay.
Tim Duncan at five. I got Shaq in my top 10, but he's not my top 5. I got Tim Duncan. I seen it with my own eyes, bro.
Yeah.
Tim was just different, bro. Tim's just different. I seen it with my own eyes.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, Stat, man, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate the love, man. This episode be out soon. Y'all know what it is. My guy Stak 5 on the check in my G. Thanks for the love always, my guy.
Nah, all love, man. I see you again. We'll get on here rap again soon, my brother. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. We up out of here.